Asia, the beginning and the end of many conflicts. Let's start a new one. Commie China. Let's go. And my new concept is go through national focus paths that no one ever does. So we are going to go down the social democracy for communist China. The path that no one ever does. Is it good? Is it bad? We're going to find out today. Hey, if this is your kind of thing, let me know. Say in the comments. Hey, this is my kind of thing. And of course, we're going to cheese it. We're going to take all of China before Japan even invades. Yep, that's possible. And we're going to fully understand the supply system from a Chinese perspective. That's right. Look at these railroads, or in this case, lack of railroads. Where is this railroad going? It just goes here and then it goes nowhere. Who designed this system? China! What were you thinking? Let's break China. First focus, strengthen the central secretary. Yes. Hire a secretary. There's a bunch of tech that's important early on. We need a little bit of soft attack, otherwise we won't be able to stand up to Japanese divisions. And also, we need to work on motorized too, because that's the way we're going to reinforce our supply. Very unusual research to begin with. And the reason why is going for production is a complete waste of time because everything is against you. That's right. Can you see that? 50% reduction in construction, low war support, low stability, advisors are more expensive, and your army sucks. Everything's stacked against you here. But one thing we will need is to connect up these railroads later on. So there's one here in Yunnan. So what we can do is build a railroad to here, and also we'll make a railroad down to here. Now we can't connect them initially, but once we're in a faction, or we've taken a little bit of land, we can connect them all up. But this is just a preparation. All right, grab our army of boyos, convert them to the smaller division, just to exercise. Start with a little bit of guns. Well, there's not a lot to start with. Let's go. Boom. We have a secretary. Social democracy. Is it democratic? Well, not for communist China, because you still remain communist. But it is the first step towards something, okay? You'll see when it all comes together. Social democracy here, and we've got Beard Man. And Mao steps down without a fight. Definitely not a historical game. Time for a coalition government. The plan here is to democratically become the proper China. And to do that, we need to make people vote for us in China. You'll see. All right, artillery done, so start producing it. Boom. And now we need to research trains. The truck is ready. If only we had roads to put them on.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
All right, now we need radio, because otherwise our armies won't reinforce. I think this is the first game that I spend practically all of 1936 not working on industry tax. Gasp. Shock. The Chinese United Front has joined. Everyone can join. United Front. Here we are. Okay, Shaanxi and Zaibai Sanma have low relations, so we need to up the relations. So 1 and 2. Okay, so this is how the system works. You need a majority in one of the Chinese states for someone to vote for you. And when they vote for you, you get more political support points. That's right, there's 2 PPs in this game. So in this case, we'll go for here. So right now, we have 1 support for China and 0 support for Commie China. Now, if we press this button, after 60 days, there's a chance we'll gain 1, 2, or 3 support. Let's hope we gain 3. Next up, Purge the Radicals, which basically means we can actually use our political power. Otherwise, it goes to waste. So right now, they have 56 PSP, and we have 5 PSP. So we've got to come a long way. If we get control of a single state, this will give us probably about 10 or 15 extra PSP, which we want to get more PSP than them. PSP. And then we could take full control, ownership of China, because then we become the real China. Will the real China please stand up? Okay, stop boosting relations because you're losing PP. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and we gain 1 support. Crap. All right, the radicals have been purged, and now we need to strengthen the left wing of the KMT. Just do it. Do it. Radio, and we have the train. Don't build trains, because you have, this magic button here. Gains 15 trains. A loss of 5 stability. 100% worth. A modern communist China with railways that go absolutely nowhere. Now we don't have the negative modifier for political power. We can go for, where is he? Silent workhorse. Because one of the issues you're going to run into with this campaign is you're going to be very, very far behind on political power. Sacrifices will need to be made if we want to be the real China. All right, now we can work on basic machine tools. Finally. Will we gain 1, 2, or 3 points? It will be 1 point. But now we have a majority. So that means we have gained 5 more PSP. So that means we have control of 1 state now. We only need to control 1 more state to press our agenda. And this is perfectly min-maxed. So find an area that China's not pushed their agenda into. So we'll go here. And once again, we're praying saying, we're putting our hands together that we gain 2 or 3 support, because that will give us a majority in the state, giving us further 5 more PSP. Remember, you'll need to control 2 states, and the rest of it we'll do with other shenanigans. Trust me, I know the way. So there's a chance we might need to push more support in this area again, but in 42 days we might get lucky. So depending on what happens, you might have to work with what you've got. Example, we're going to hop onto land distribution, which we need this, and we will come back to it. But because time is an urgency, if we do get support in this state, we'll have to hop off that and cancel it and come back to where we started. Back and forth, back and forth. 2, 1, and we get 1 support. And we've further lost 1 support here too, so now it's a tiebreaker. Okay, so once again, you have to play this by ear to see how you want to do this. So I said earlier, depending on what happens, RNGesus may not favor you. So in that case, what you need to do is hop off this. Now you got the option to go for 2 at once if you're not selecting a national focus. Boom, and then boom, you can do 2. Both 60 days. In that case, we hop onto here. This is 60 days too, so it all will beautifully sync up. If we gain 1 point here, we'll have a majority. If we gain 1 point here, we'll have a majority, and that'll be enough to press our agenda. But trust me, it'll make sense in a moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Right, we have a majority here, and we have a majority here. We have control of the 2 states that we need. Land distribution is complete. Now we're going to approach all the warlords one by one and get them to support us. Unfortunately, this is not free, so just click accept on all of these boyos. If you've got the relations, they will all accept and say, yes, 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 we'll do whatever you want, whatever. And this is what they want. So let's have a look. So actually, all of them want political power. There is a chance some of them may need guns. In this case, you'll need to disband your army and then send them guns. Alternatively, they might want some army experience. If you've been exercising your army from the very beginning, you'll have enough to give them. But in this case, it's just political power. So you just press these buttons and you gain 5 support for everyone you press. But have you noticed the political power is going very deep into minus 500? There we go. Now we have 40 PSP compared to the 46 of China. And now we select the remove of Kai-Chek, which removes 15 PSP from China, which gives us a majority. Oh, isn't this fun playing with the numbers in this game? Yay! Time to work on raw soft attacks. So into our artillery, followed by support weapons. We're going to war soon, so let's prepare. 3, 2, 1, done. Kai-Chek has been removed. We can now take national leadership. Without reading this, what do you think this is going to do? Huh? What do you think this is going to do? Democracy, boys. Boom! It's red. And now we've inherited a bunch of problems. Chinese problems, like lack of railroads. Oh, dear. You go here, and then you go here, here. There we go. Fixed up those railroads, and we desperately need an agency to reduce planning bonus. Alrighty then, let's make this division a little bit bigger. This is going to be my primary division. Select everything, move them to the center. Because my capital isn't connected by a railroad, these are technically classed as encircled. Oh my goodness, the pain. The pain. Ugh. All right, important. You need to make motorized. Please make motorized. Really, 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 really important. Please don't skimp on the motorized. Trust me, you will need it. Not only is this video about unifying China, but it's also about understanding the supply system. I can hear your moans in the chat. I can hear them. All right, let's go for the socialist market economy, which basically means we can build stuff now. Yay. All right, convert all the divisions to the 10 width. Boom. Split them. Split, split. Oh, look at that. 424 widths. Is that a beautiful sight or what? Okay, I would also advise you to go for this guy because he's an organizer, and you know why we love organizers. Come on, you know why. Logistics wizard. Oh, I'm so tempted to go for offensive doctrine, but you need defensive doctrine. You need it, you need it, you need it, you need it. And they're going to be very charismatic, and you're going to hire all the other generals. And because you are Combi China, technically at heart, you don't really have that many generals. So there you go. They're all assigned now. Exercise to level 3. Off you go. The Marco Polo bridge incident. Oh dear. Okay, so I guess not enough time to exercise, so we need to pop you on this front line, S to split, another front line, go here. Then we have an extra army that we're going to sit right here on the back. Change the color because it's confusing. And then we've got 2 reserve armies. One here, and then the other one is going to be here. Now these ones can exercise to level 3 because they're going to be on the rear, preparing for war. So don't click this event. Don't click it. Don't click it. Don't click it. There's no point. The top option will auto get selected after a time expires. I think after like 2 weeks. So that way you get more time to prepare. Haha! So sent you exploits. Beautiful. That's a mouthful. Intelligence Department, Central Military Commission. Ideological. And then develop it so it gets an extra spy. So in this case, go for S-Pills. Army Department, just upgrade it to level 3, okay? So we say no now, and then Japan declares on Yunnan. In that case, we've got a little bit of time to prepare. Japan wants to declare war on the most inland nation possible. When it comes to this front line, let Japan push into it, because this is an awful area to hold. This Gobi Desert region has awful supply, and to be honest, you sitting here is just going to cause a lot of problems. So get out of there. So they will ask you to join the war initially. Just don't accept for the time being. We will join eventually. For right now, I'll let them push through this low supply and mountain region. Good old Japan, choosing the most tactical strategy possible. It's really important that you drop the spies on their front line. Don't drop it in the Japanese mainland. You will get an intel advantage being on the mainland, but here you get the biggest advantage, which is a reduction of max planning, which will severely reduce their attacking capabilities. Finally, we now have an actual economy that we can do stuff with, and we need stability, because if we drop below 50% stability, problems will happen when we're at war. So let's fix that immediately. Right, military factories, preferably build them more inland. There's a chance you may lose some of this coastal territory, so please don't build it there. Right, they're moving a lot quicker than I expected. They will get stuck here, and they're going to lose a lot of equipment. Initially, they've got quite a lot of momentum. So, time to meet them on the front line, boys. These lads to the south, they're going to surround the Japanese there. And then we're in position. Let's join the war. It starts. The ones that aren't in actual direct combat, I might as well just exercise them until we actually do see action. Yunnan would like to send us one division. You know what? I'm insulted.
How dare you?
Literacy programs. We need research slots so desperately. This is just not going to do. Right, the army in the north is the one that's going to struggle the most with supplies. So select this boy out. And here, can you see this? Add a single motorization. And have we got enough motorized? Yes, we have. Can we do 2 motorized? Double motorized? No. But we are producing lots of motorization, so we will catch up. So it's okay for the time being. So as I mentioned to you earlier, railways are a problem. So this is a nice 101 on supply. You can see here, there's a very strange thing happening here. Convoys are moving from here to here because this rail network is isolated. So to get around that, what we do is make a railroad from here and connect it up to the main network. Boom. The problem is now this area isn't connected, so that means we have to go here to here, and then we have to prioritize that. Trust me, having this capital really inland is going to help you out. Now focus on supply in the south. In this case, you select this army and then assign it with motorized priority. All right, add on support artillery. Do we have enough artillery? We're a little bit behind by 100. Not a lot though, so that's just enough. To the north, we have a naval invasion, as to be expected. Move you guys here, form a fallback line. It's like they're landing all over the place here. Oh, by looks of things, they're pushed out. Okay. And by looks of things, they're going to get encircled, so push into them. Okay. 3 divisions encircled. Winner, winner. Be very careful with your micro here, because these battles, you're not going to win because they've got air support and they'll have a lot more soft attack than you. So just be very careful. Try and hold them, pin them, keep them in place for as long as possible, and do not lose any ground. And we're going to go for another research slot. Why not? Another one. Another one. It's frustrating, but with the spies, you're going to have to keep shuffling them around depending on the locations you can drop them. For some reason, Le Resistance, when they added spies, you can only add them to certain regions. I don't understand why you can't just drop them anywhere in enemy territory, but no, they have to be in specific spots. Now, it's really tempting now because you've got a spare army to try and double up the amount of divisions here and try and push them back into the sea. Please don't. The minute you move these guys, you'll get a naval invasion right here and right here. They happen over and over and over again. Please don't do it. You'll make that mistake. I made the mistake. Don't do what I did. A leader, you say? No, not any leader. An infantry leader. Now an expert. And also, be aware at the start of the war, for the first year, maybe even the first 2 years, try and avoid attacking unless you see something out of supply. You're just not going to win this. Mounds, good supply, good divisions, air support. Don't do it. You can't win. Xinjiang, like I said, there's 5 divisions. That is actually perfect. Yeah, we need an extra general here. There's going to be an extra reserve arm just to fill out where we need it. As you can see here, they don't have access to a port. And that means if they don't secure a port, they're going to be low supply forever. And then it'll be impossible to hold this out. Where this one is way more dug in due to it has a port. So this right path has loads of bonuses against the Japanese. So here you get a 5% extra attack and 5% defense. Very balanced. Down here, you get rid of the Red Army weaken, which is useful. Some of those penalties are quite painful. But now we have here protected warfare, 20% defense on core territory. 20%. And here, mobile warfare, plus 20% attack on core territory. I cannot describe how broken that is, so we're going to use it.
Naughty, naughty. You teasing me, you naughty, naughty.
You won't believe how important it is to have reserves in this scenario. A naval invasion here can make and break this game. Be aware of that. All right, redrawing our front lines here. We're not going to bother holding this region. It's just a waste of time. Low supply. Let the Japanese push into here. It won't be a big deal. Now, this southern bit here, these plains in northern China, Oh, this is a nightmare. So you can see the front line is prioritized for that region. This bit is not looking too good. All right, we have a few planes that we've inherited, so use them. Might as well in areas that things aren't going particularly well. Hence, here, do the business. Here we go, Northern China, another naval invasion. This is the reason why we have reserves. Did I talk about reserves? Did I say how important they were? Well, here we are again. There we go. Drop the boyos in, make a front line. Control B, surround, surround, surround. Cut them off, deny them. Also going to go a bit aggressive on the front line too and push back. Got a little bit of air support, so maybe that'll go far, but at the moment we're going to get some nice juicy encirclement. So most of these national focuses skip, the vast majority of them. So you got the option here. You could just go for focus on China, the safe option. Or if you're like me and you're ballsy to hell, you go for the mobile warfare. So work your way down there. Mobile warfare. Motorized, trains, railway lines. We have modernized China within 2 years. 2 divisions from Zaibai Sanma. Yeah, sure, why not? Add it on to the extra army, the emergency army, the reserve of the reserves. Someone's going to ask this question because it gets asked a bajillion times. Why don't you just garrison the coastline? The reason we don't do that is it's better for the AI to do their naval invasion, land, and then get encircle, and then lose those divisions permanently. Divisions that we encircle now are divisions we don't have to fight later on. And you don't want to get into a situation with a stalemate. So just take this opportunity to exploit the AI. You have my permission slip to exploit the AI with this one little thing. But by the way, if you are really bad at the game, you probably wanted to be garrisoning the coastline. All right, improved artillery. And now we could also go for Ideological Crusader, which gives an extra plus 10% stability. It's a new thing. Wow. And it's really important because now we're above 50% stability and the chance of a crisis now 0%. If you get a crisis like worker strikes, your industry will ground to a halt and it'll make holding these front lines so much more difficult. Please, please think about the stability. Wow, it's like a knife through butter. 3 divisions. See, this is why we let them land. Told you. Told you. All right, mobile warfare is complete. Now, at this point, if you really are struggling on the attack and the defense, go for focus on China, okay? Also, save a little bit of political power, and if you're really desperate, go for the infantry expert as well. At the minute, my front lines are really stable, so I'm not going to bother, and I'm going to focus more on my industry. In this case, look at this. Permit the opium trade. You get a really bad penalty like less PP as well as less stability, but look at that. 15% reduced consumer goods. Is there a god? Maybe. And if it exists, it is that focus. So once again, I'm not really struggling with fighting on the ground. So if you are struggling with fighting on the ground, you might want to go for army defense expert or go for infantry expert. And there's also regrouping, there's also logistics. There's a lot of options here. But I'm going to drop down from service by requirement to go for extensive just because I want to maximize my industry. We have permitted the opium trade. And it means now that our industry is on fire. And all of a sudden, Britain's like, what have you just done? How dare you? Right, we're going to go for professional officer corps as early as possible to make doctrines just that teeny little bit cheaper. And then we'll progress down and grand battle plan as well as infiltration. All right, we get to move our spies forward here. This will deny a small amount of entrenchment from Japan and also all of the planning bonus. Perfect. Abolish the land rent. No more rent. Eastern China. Wow, finally, at long last, they finally did it. Going over, boys. Hold them. Now, I'm initially going to push back as well, just to look for gaps in the front line. And there's usually an opportunity when they spread out so aggressive like this that you can get some free encirclements. By the looks of things, though, they're holding and they're pushing in quite aggressively. Maybe we can do some shenanigans if we micro this correctly. And it looks like they might have left their ports open. Oh, dear. Ah, yes, they have. Whoops. Where are all these divisions, Japan? Huh? Opportunity arises. You tend to find that when the AI opens a new front, they tend to like pull a lot of divisions off other front lines. So it gives you opportunities like this again. Which front do you want to hold? Huh? Aggressive in the south as well. This one's difficult to break, but I'll give it a shot. Be very careful of pushing against these front lines and grinding against them. You run into issues where you lose a lot of equipment. Don't bleed out. This is a way of mitigating that by a little bit. Your attrition logistics boyo. Oof, very brave. Counterattack in the north. At this point, they've lost so many divisions. I don't actually think they can hold any of their fronts, but there's still attempted naval invasions. I'll give them that. The 20% extra attack into core territory on top of the extra 10% from war support, giving a maximum of 30%, potentially 35% if I had all the bonuses. Insane. Damn, logistical strikes, and they're trashing the railways here. Hey, this is a really good move because this really does deny my offensive. Logisticals are so good at denying attacks. As you push into this region, you want to be upping your bottlenecks because otherwise they're just going to come back to bite you. Repair, and build up, build up, build up. Go! Finish him! Japan offers peace. Ha, 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 Ha. We will only be satisfied with total victory. Korea is mine. Got him. Hey, how's it going, lads? How's it going? I have access to a port, though, unfortunately. AI too smart for me. Could try building one in emergency. In all honesty, I don't think we're going to get one in time. Is everyone deployed? Yep. Convert them all. Oh, this is really unfortunate, because I need a port to convert the divisions to ones that actually do damage, because these ones are rubbish. Whoops. Can we get the surround on this? No, this division is way too strong. Oh, actually, maybe we'll actually defeat it. The 172 versus the mass swarm of battalions. Who will win? Ah, it doesn't matter. I've captured the port. Convert them all to Old Faithful. Why is there a single paratrooper there? 1,000 supply problems later. Finally, a little bit of stability. Got him! GG. All rightfully Chinese clay. Puppet Japan. And I'm going to make you an integrated puppet so I can like yoink all of your factories. The one China policy. Time the unification. Everyone go, go, go. None of the divisions are on the front line, so I'm just grabbing land before they even have time to entrench. Oh, wow, this is so good. Unification Day is here. That is a work of art. Wait, no. This is better. GG. This video will answer the question you've always wanted answered.